Topic. I don't want to say contentious, but we're talking outstanding salary negotiations. And just to give you a quick backdrop, the Estate Police Association has been having outstanding negotiations basically with its employers at the Port Authority. It says essentially that negotiations for the period 2011 to 2014 have not really been settled. And very soon, a second period, which is from 2014 to 2017, is expected to lapse. The president of the Estate Police Association, Port Authority, is Franklin Richards, and while we have here the secretary is Mr. Kurt McClatchy. Welcome. So the first question I'm going to direct it to you, Mr. McClatchy. First of all, can you give us a brief update on what really is taking place right now?
Okay. Presently, we would have completed negotiations to a certain extent for the period August 1st, 2011 to July 31st, 2014. Now, we would have signed a memorandum of agreement with management since August the 25th, 2015. Now, we are under a statutory board, so we don't negotiate directly with the CPO. We negotiate with management. They then send it through to the ministry sends it to the CPO, and the CPO sends it to the Interministerial Committee. Since that memorandum of agreement has been signed on August 25th, 2015, nothing has been forthcoming. As a matter of fact, a second period is coming to an end in a couple of weeks, which would be August 1st, 2014 to July 31st, 2017. That's 2 periods will be coming to an end, which is 72 months. We are being given a runaround by our management. Every time we ask a question, we are being treated as if we are no one. We have acted professionally. We have been quiet. We are there, and management expects that we must not ask a question because we are deemed as being indisciplined. What management expects of us is that we just sit by, say yes, sir, and not ask a single question about what is due to us. We have looked around. We would have heard the Minister of Finance say on national television that outstanding payments for all public servants have come to an end. Our membership is quite concerned. The reason for this is we are wondering if the Honorable Minister of Finance would have gone on national television and told the entire country that public sector negotiations have come to an end. We are wondering where our proposal is at this time. It has happened in the past with previous management that we would have negotiated, and our proposal would have been when we continued asking questions only to discover that for 7 months it was just lying on the port idle and they had forgotten to send it outside. I am hoping to the heavens that that is not the case this morning. In the meantime, we have a bunch of disgruntled officers, low in morale, and we are only human. Yes, we perform our duties and we say yes, sir. But when we ask a question, as I said earlier, we are deemed as being indisciplined. This isn't fair to us. We have looked at our colleagues on the other sectors of the port who have been paid for that same period since 2014. They are now clamoring for their money for the second period. We work alongside them. And what we are seeking in the industry is parity. That's what is taking place at this time. And we are calling on the Minister of Works, Mr. Sinanan, and the Minister of Finance, Mr. Imbot, to intervene on our behalf at this time.
How many members do you represent?
Presently, for that period, we have negotiated for 244 members. Some would have retired, one even passed on, and that's it at this time.
Give me a little bit feedback from the past negotiations. What has been taking place with past negotiations? Where have you reached?
Well, as I said before, for this same period, August 1st, 2011 to July 31st, 2014, presently we are being told by management that it is by the CPO, it is by the CPO, it is by the CPO. We have no way of ascertaining if that is true because we do not negotiate with the CPO, we negotiate with management. However, we are quite concerned because at the amount of time that has elapsed, we are concerned that when we seek to get answers from management, they are not forthcoming. As a matter of fact, the Estate Police Association would have made a complaint to the Ministry of Labor. On 4 occasions, the Ministry of Labor would have written to the port seeking answers to the complaint made by the Estate Police Association. And management is so disrespectful that they are not answering the Ministry of Labor. As a matter of fact, the last correspondence of the Ministry of Labor to the port was on June 5th this year. They had until June 27th to respond, and they haven't. We are quite concerned Management is treating us with total disrespect, and morale is at an all-time low. We are appealing to the authorities that be to intervene. I mean, it is 72 months. We are only human. We are operating presently on 2010 wages. This is unfair to us. We are looking on the news, and we are looking at the government is placing emphasis on border control. We are the Port Authority Police Department. We have a major role. We are major stakeholders where border control is concerned. Yet still we are hearing that, yes, they have a major role to perform, but you have so much officers operating in 2010 wages. We are at an all-time low. We are very, very concerned about this.
Mr. Richards, when next are you expected to sit with the Port Authority?
Well, we expect to sit with the Port Authority this morning and sign off on the 2011 to 2014 non-cost items. This has been long and awaited, and with the coming of Ms. Alison Lewis, this has been made a reality. And so we are thankful that we could come to this point and just sign this off and move to the next stage, because we still have 2014 to 17 to treat with, and this period almost is coming to an end. So again, we are thankful that we can sign off. However, we still believe that the Port Authority, and by extension the government, is mismanaging this whole process. Because we are saying that you owe the Port Police a debt. And we are saying the government know that they owe the Port Police a debt, by extension the Port Authority. And we are asking that they freeze that debt. They freeze that debt, because every month as we live, that debt is increasing. And if you cannot pay 7 cents, how are you going to pay 10 cents? So if you freeze the debt, pay us our correct salary, having paid out our correct salary, set a date by which we can sit down and treat with the arrears. And this is all we are asking for. We are asking for nothing more. All we are asking for is that. We cannot even get an answer, just imagine, an answer to those simple things.
In the event that things don't really go your way, are there any planned action in the near future or distant future?
What we can say to that is that anything that happens from here forward, the government and the Port Authority by extension had to hold themselves responsible. That's all we can say. Because we are a disciplined organization, and we have been trying for 72 months to continue to have the Port Authority running in spite of all the ills that are taking place. So only the government and the Port Authority by extension would hold themselves responsible, not the Port Police.
And basically, you can explain to us, so what are the chain of negotiations? What is the process? What a salary increase percentage you're looking at? What exactly do you expect from this?
Well, as the Secretary had pointed out, the chain really is that we sit and treat with the Port Authority. By extension, the Port Authority will treat with the chairperson or the board. That will go to the ministry. And when it reaches the ministry, the CPO will treat with that and get it to the interministerial committee. Since Ms. Alison Lewis has come on board, we have been asking her, because really the GM is supposed to be dealing with this, the Port Authority management is supposed to be dealing with this, getting this information from the board. But for some reason, they're not getting that information. So Ms. Alison Lewis has been trying, and she told us, but she still cannot get any information at all. So, but every time we ask a question, is the CPO the CPO? So the CPO seemed to be the Belton cat here, in terms of that is the person responsible, and we know it is not the CPO. At this, that is holding up this whole disbursement, this payment, we know it's not the CPO. Mr. Sinanan said he would have gotten back to us through Ms. Alison Lewis, and to date, we have not gotten a word from Mr. Sinanan.
How hopeful are you in terms of getting a favorable response soon? How hopeful?
Well, we're supposed to meet with the board, Ms. Alison Lewis and her board, on Wednesday. And we are hoping, coming out of that meeting, we will get a positive response. We are hoping.
And I mean, bearing in mind the current economic situation and the downturn, I mean, are you willing to compromise, and to what extent with respect to the negotiations?
When we reach around the table, given what is placed on the table, we will treat it from there, given what is put on the table.
And with respect to the state of mind of the persons, how would you say they are past the point of being disgruntled? Or what's really taking place in their heads right now?
For the month for Easter and Jazz, we have asked our membership to hold their hands because our membership has grown weary of this. The most painful part of this whole situation is the silence. In the days of technology and email and all these things, we cannot even get an answer where our business is at in the ministry. And this, in our view, is great disrespect. Especially, you're saying, if you check on our website, you'll see that border security is very important to the port. We're first responders, and we are well equipped to respond from the human standpoint. With regard to the tools, that's something different. But from the human side, we can respond. But we need the support of the Port Authority. We need the support of the government so as to secure the nation's port.